Hey, good Thursday afternoon, everybody. BAM Weather meteorologist here, giving you a live forecast update on Facebook. Just wanted to give you a little bit of feedback of what we ended up seeing for that event last night. Generally saw a 2 to 4 inch widespread snow along and north of I-70. We will look at those snowfall totals in a second, but we're not quite done yet. If you take a look at the current radar, you can see still have some light snow showers working across northern parts of the state, working off to the east. Could see some flurries, maybe a couple of scattered snow showers, even down into central Indiana as we work into this evening and tonight. So not 100% done with the snow yet, at least keeping this wintry pattern hanging on for at least another day. And if we go over to our PowerPoint slide here, we're gonna take a look at what our temperatures are going to be tomorrow morning. It's actually going to be one of the coldest Valentine's Day since 1950. So going to start off here, I'll go back. Michael's going to get these slides up here. Here we go. Going to start off with some, there we go. All right, let's go. Yep, let's go back to the first slide here. We're going to start off with our snow reports. So here's a look at just some of the snow reports across the area. Indianapolis, the National Weather Service office at Indy ended up reporting 1.6 inches of snow. Obviously, maybe could get some additional very light snow, but not going to add too much onto that. Chicago, 3.5 inches there. We actually had a report in Marion of 5.5 inches of snow. We'll have to double check to make sure that is a realistic snowfall total as we verify things and get more snowfall reports in, but certainly had a very heavy band in there in the Marion area late yesterday evening. So while we're talking about this, hey, wanted to be sure to thank our sponsor, Ray Skillman Auto Center on US 31. Again, if you're interested in a GMC or a Buick, be sure to go down there, say hi to Colt, and tell him that we sent you. So as we continue through these snowfall totals, Carmel, 2.3 inches, in Lafayette, Indiana here, 3 inches of snow. If we take a look at the overall snowfall map here, you can see where that heavier band set up just north of I-70 there from Lafayette out towards Muncie, and again the Marion area seeing some of that heaviest snow, 3.2 inches there. And again, we are right on the line here in the Indy metro area. We said we'd be right on the line. We certainly ended up with that. Less than an inch south of Indianapolis, and then generally just a coating south of that, closer to Bloomington, Martinsville, Mooresville, and those areas there. But a pretty widespread area of 2 to 4 inches where you saw those white and blue colors. Here was our map that we showed you yesterday. And you can see we had that 3 to 5 inch band. We certainly saw some reports in there of 3, 4, or 5 inches, maybe a little bit too far south here on the north side, but just given the sharp grading here, we're not too upset with this forecast. It was probably one of the hardest forecasts that we have done all year long, and there really hasn't been a real easy one this year. It's been very, very difficult, but all in all, I don't have too much to complain about this. This is really good, all things considered, when you consider the marginal temperatures, when you consider the pavement temperatures being 40 degrees. All in all, pretty happy with this. So with all that in mind, I wanted to give you a little bit of an overview of what we've seen for winter so far. It does look like we're going to see a nice warm up into next week, so it's not going to be feeling like winter. So let's take a little bit of a step back, see where we've been. This winter, as we've talked about, has been extremely warm. We've only had 7 days with high temperatures below freezing, and mind you, we average 33 to 35 degrees for a good portion of winter, and the fact that we've only had 7 days below 32 is pretty astounding. In fact, we've had 7 days of temperatures greater than 60 degrees so far this winter. That's pretty wild too. Only 2 days with temperatures in the single digits. I think that we add a third day though as we work into tonight and tomorrow morning. And yesterday was our third 1 inch plus snowfall event since December 1st, to go along with those back-to-back snowfall events that we saw in the middle of December. And out of 74 days so far this winter, 58 of them have averaged above normal temperatures. So no, your eyes are not deceiving you, your senses are not deceiving you. It's been a very lackluster winter around here. But hey guys, as we work into spring and stuff too, and we're going to continue to be more active on Instagram. Hopefully we'll have some good cloud photos, some good thunderstorm photos, and of course forecast updates on our Instagram page. So be sure to go follow us there at BAMWXCOM. We just got 10,000 followers thanks to you all that were watching our live stream Tuesday and Wednesday. We eclipsed that 10,000 follower mark. So again, we want to extend a very big thank you to all of you that have followed us over the past couple of days. Wanted to share this cool clip that I found on Twitter for you from Dakota Smith. If you're on Twitter, he's a great follow. Want to point that out. He has great images and GIFs of satellite imagery, and here's a satellite image from the Dakotas yesterday morning. Up here, this is actually snow blowing across the Dakotas yesterday. I'll step back here so you can show that again. But yesterday, we saw ground blizzard conditions across the Dakotas. You can see how quickly it's moving across. This is the definition of whiteout conditions, of ground blizzard conditions. What a wild scene that you can actually see that event from space in very dangerous conditions yesterday morning. So let's get more into the forecast here the next couple of days before we move on. Sim radar for the rest of the day today and into tonight. You can see here some scattered snow showers mainly across the northern parts of the state. Could be a couple of localized heavier bursts of snow. Can't rule that out. Maybe a coating in some spots, but all in all, not going to be additional major snowfall accumulations. Did want to touch on tomorrow's forecast though. Take a look. Not going to get out of the lower 20s for high temperatures tomorrow. Probably going to be in the mid-single digits tomorrow morning in downtown Indy. And we're talking about one of the coldest Valentine's Days on record since 1950. We're talking about the fourth coldest since 1950 for a high and tied for third coldest for a low, but that is not going to stick around long. Take a look across the area. 45 degrees for your high temperature on Saturday, getting up into the 50s across southwestern portions of Indiana. So if you're down in Evansville, if you're down in Edinburgh, Seymour, Columbus, Louisville, we're talking about upper 40s to near 50 degrees for your Saturday. So spring-like weather is going to return very quickly, and with that, perhaps some rain chances as we work into early next week, guys. We're talking about another area of some rain that is going to come in as we work into next Monday and Tuesday. And I will say with this, not looking like we're going to see any wintry weather. I think that all of that's going to be well to the north. I think that we're talking about Wisconsin and maybe even central and northern Wisconsin with this system. So I sincerely hope that you guys enjoyed the snow that we got yesterday. It was fun to track. Most of it was fun to track, at least. Michael did not have fun. At least we had some winter weather to track for those of us that are winter weather fans, but it was not a very easy system to track. It was certainly one that we will never forget. Before we move on and take some of your questions, we are working into a drier pattern. This is just the 10-day percent of normal precipitation forecast. I'll step back here. We'll still have some events to talk about. And of course, if you want more detail on the longer range forecast, especially if you're a farmer, if you're in agriculture, energy, things like that, we can really help you out. We're really going to start to focus on our precipitation forecast as we work into your spring. So if you're interested, if you're in the market for something like that, if you're in agriculture, info@bmwx.com, be sure to reach out to us, and we'll get you signed up. And especially, again, we're going to be talking more and more about spring weather as we work into the next couple of weeks. So I'm going to step back here, take a look at my phone, and take any questions that you may have. Happy to answer any. Guys, we got anything off the bat? Periscope, YouTube, anything?
Nope. I got some stuff here for you, Brad.
All right, Michael's got some good stuff.
Travis said 3.8 inches of snow in Battleground. It's 21 degrees and the wind chill is 6.
I believe you. Travis, I believe you, and I want to say, Travis, that I've never seen anybody so dedicated to snow. I appreciate your passion, for sure.
Oh, me too.
Travis says, I am the man. All right.
He's going to buy a Purdue jacket, he says.
You know, you'll never get me wearing gold and black, that's for sure, but can't say that IU basketball has had a good couple of years.
Wind chills. While you're talking, I'm going to pull.
Yeah, sure. Wind chills tomorrow morning are probably going to be near or slightly below zero. In fact, I think we're probably around -2, -3 in the downtown Indy area tomorrow morning. That's a good question. I should have put that on there. It's not going to be anything crazy. I don't think that it'd be anything that would cancel school or delays or anything around here, but certainly give your car some extra time to warm up tomorrow morning if you have an older car like mine. In the meantime, if you do have an old car, go down to Ray Skillman on US 31 South and say hi to Colt and maybe get yourself hooked up with a GMC or a new Buick. So Michael's going to pull up the wind chills. I'll look at some more questions. Julie says, love the thought of warmer temps. You guys are the best. Thank you, Julie. Julie is one of the ladies at Mann's Mans Harley Davidson. And again, thank you so much for sponsoring us the last couple of days. Hope that we were able to increase some of your business there. We really love our sponsors. So just thank you, Julie, for tuning in again. All right. Lori says, I want to live in Antarctica. According to our meteorologist, Ryan Maui, excuse me, apparently Minnesota, or Antarctica was what, 100 degrees warmer than Minnesota this morning?
Stick that in your pipe and smoke it.
Yeah.
We're colder in Alaska.
Yes, colder here than Alaska right now. It's not.
Here's your wind chill tomorrow
Yeah.
morning.
All right. Wind chills tomorrow morning. Hey, if you're up in Wisconsin, Northern Illinois, we're talking about minus 20 degree wind chills up there. Chicago, minus 17, minus 16. Here in the Indianapolis area, you can see anywhere from minus 3 to minus 7 degrees, minus 9, up towards the Lafayette area, minus 8, I believe that says in Muncie, down towards Louisville, even getting really cold down there, 4 or 5 degrees for wind chill values. I'm from that area, and that is way too cold for the folks down there. I can promise you that. It's way too cold for me. This will not be a pleasant morning tomorrow. So certainly some very cold weather tomorrow morning. And again, you know, if you like the cold, enjoy it while it lasts, because I do think that we've got some nice warmer temperatures coming in for early next week.
How about the weekend?
Yeah, I mean, the weekend, as I said earlier, it's going to be 45 degrees on Saturday and then 50s probably by early next week, Monday and Tuesday, ahead of that storm system.
You guys are getting needy. I'm tired of it.
Michael's being my producer today. Come on, I produce for you all the time, Michael.
Well, I'm pulling up temperature forecasts so you can see just how warm it's going to get
Yeah.
next week. It's going to get really warm, and I want people to see that. Oh, that's not. Hang on, we'll get it up here. We'll get it up.
Man, my IU shirt is bringing out the boiler fans today.
Well, IU's pretty terrible, and I am an IU fan, but gosh.
Yeah, you know, when we get into a little bit of a quieter pattern, I'm going to see if we can get Vince up here. We're going to talk about sports one day. You know, as we work into March Madness. Maybe we should do a March Madness. We should do a BAM Weather Facebook March Madness bracket competition. Maybe do another hat giveaway for that. See who does the best one. I'll come up here. You can't steal my bracket, though. After March Madness starts and the brackets are closed, I'll come up here. I actually have a little bit of a formula that I've used for years that has predicted 3 of the last 4 national champions for March Madness. So.
There's a look at temperatures in Indy over the next 2 weeks.
All right, temperatures in Indy over the next 2 weeks. Look, I mean, Michael's trying to zoom in here, but look at that, 56 degrees as we work into next Tuesday. Looking at 0Z, but regardless.
Ah, it's not 0Z. Get Kirk out of here.
What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do with these guys? Regardless, 40s up into the 50s. It's going to feel like spring weather as we work over the next couple of weeks. So Joanna says, how far south will the lake effect snow get into Indiana? Kirk says all the way. No, I mean, it's not going to be heavy lake effect. It's mainly confined up to north central and northwest Indiana. Regardless, if you're in central and northern Indiana, I think that you can have some scattered snow showers later this afternoon and this evening. So.
Hey,
All right.
I'll take upper 50s, and the ensembles, if they're indicating 50 into February, it's going to be 60.
Yeah,
Okay?
yeah, guys. When there's storm systems, we've got one the 22nd to 24th. These temperatures here, this 49, 50, that's probably going to end up being, if I was a betting man, which I'm not, but if I was, that was going to be 55 to 60 degrees if I had to guess. You know, there's going to be spring-like days in here, so time to dust off those golf clubs if you're someone like me, and get out the basketballs, get out your Harley Davidsons, whatever it may be. I do think that we're going to get some warmer weather. Travis says Indy gets the warmer weather. Yes, a little bit more than Battleground, but it's going to warm up for Battleground too. Tanya says, yeah, shorts, tank tops, and flip-flops. Yeah, with 55 degrees, definitely. 70s to 80s in March.
Somebody's asking how March is looking.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up. I was trying to get...
Michael's pulling it up. March right now, I think, is looking on the warmer side. I don't know if it's as warm compared to normal as February and January have been, but I do think that it can be a little bit warmer. So what is this here, weeks 3 and 4?
That's week 4 of the latest.
Yeah.
That's into March.
This is into March. So what are our normals by the time we work into March 1st, the first week of March? What, 45? lower 40s, 43, 44 degrees. So if we're talking about 3 to 5 degrees above normal, then suddenly your temperatures on a daily basis are up in the upper 40s already. So spring is just around the corner. All right. Let's see. Any other questions? Early spring. So we've already had some spring-like weather, I would say. What's next month going to bring? Again, I think that we can be a little bit warmer than normal. I don't think it's going to be as cold as the last couple of Marches. Certainly nothing like March 2018. Barry says, I've had at least a trace of rain and snow 12 out of the last 13 days. I am sick of the cloudy weather. I need that sunshine. I am looking forward to tomorrow so much. Even if it is going to be 20 degrees, I need that sunshine. I know a lot of you are going to feel the same way. So that looks like about all the questions that we have today. Thanks again so much for tuning in and staying with us over the last couple of days with this very tricky winter storm. It means a lot to us that you all come to us for information. And again, it means a lot to us that we've got sponsors like Ray Skillman that allows us to give you this information. We want to keep doing it, so be sure to give them a shout out. If you're in the market for a car, be sure to head on down to Ray Skillman GMC on US 31 South. And that's pretty much it for today, guys. So again, thanks for tuning in and have a great rest of your Thursday.